Alright, so y'all already know who I am. It's your boy Mr. Cheap Sense here. And yes, if it seems like my video is kind of cocksided, I was trying to find some decent lighting because this camera, until I figure out all the ins and outs of it, because I've never really used this camera to do videos on my bigger phone compared to this little guy here. The definition on it is a little bit richer and darker. So until I figure it out, I got to try to do some lighting things or whatever. But anyway, I think I did a video earlier on this fragrance. As you can tell, my mind is bad. I can't even remember. But it's a fragrance that one of my subscribers sent. And it is a decant of the fragrance called Lolita Lempika. And another one of my subscribers asked if it was a female fragrance. And it is actually, this one in particular is a men's fragrance. Although the name may sound like a woman's fragrance, this one actually is for men, and you can see it right there for men. And yes, this does kind of look like a woman's box, a woman's bottle fragrance or whatever. Don't let that fool you, because this fragrance is an absolute monster. The projection on it is not beastly, but you can smell it. It does leave a decent scent trail. It makes a decent scent bubble around you. It may not go out, too far, but it is very nice. At the time when I did the video earlier today at my first job, I didn't get any compliments. But towards the end of the day, 2 of my coworkers must have smelled me in the break room. And they walked past me and they were like, "Is that you smelling like that?" And I said it could be. So they went to sniffing on me and like getting all close and stuff. And so they liked it. So I pulled this out of my pocket. I let them smell it. They actually sprayed themselves with one spray just to get it on them. And they said that it was smelling amazing. It was actually another lady in the room. And she was like, "You got them going crazy." So I'm not saying that this fragrance is gonna have women falling head over heels for you, but this shit is beautiful. Damn good fragrance. Thank you, Cottrell. If I'm not saying your name right, I'm sorry. But he's the one who sent me this fragrance. And actually, this was on my radar for some time. And I just didn't want to pull the trigger because for a 5.1 ounce bottle is $54.99. 3.4 ounce spray collector edition is $79.98. And I actually thought I seen 100 ml earlier for like $47, but I don't know what happened. It must have been on perfume.com and not Fragrance X, in which they're the same website regardless. But anyway, damn good fragrance. Let me go back over what's in it. It has it blends green, spicy, and gourmand accords for a robust and sensual aroma that's a true feast for the senses. Top notes of fresh basil, wormwood, green ivy, powdery violet, anise essence, and licorice introduce the scent with a botanically rich and inviting atmosphere. At the heart of the fragrance are notes of nutty almond, tonka bean, Indian sandalwood, and sugary rum for a creamy, delicious tone that's all too tantalizing. Completing the cologne are base notes of French labdanum, and I'm happy that I'm finally saying that word right, because I couldn't say that shit for nothing in the world. Smooth praline, earthy vetiver, woody cedar, and sweet vanilla extract for an intoxicating composition that's sure to have heads turning in your direction during any special occasion, and that is exactly what the fuck this shit did. It had the females' panties moist, is what I would say. And I wish to God I could record some of the reactions slyly. I don't want to just go up to people and start recording and then you guys think it's, you know, scripted or fake. I want to catch them while they're, you know, in their motions or emotions of smelling me and saying what they're saying and stuff like that. So with that being said, as the day went on and I kept smelling this, and my initial thought was, I've smelled this before. I have something that actually smells similar to this, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And guess what I did? I did some investigating. And sure enough, I found a fragrance. Now, I'm not saying that this is a clone of each other. I'm not saying that they smell identical or exactly alike. But I'm saying that they do have similarities. And this fragrance definitely, to my nose, this is my personal opinion, smells similar to Lolita Lempika, or Lolita Lempika smells like this fragrance. And the fragrance I'm talking about is givenchy or givenchy pie. And before you guys go into an uproar, especially the ones I call the A-list group of fragrance reviewers, take a moment. If you have this fragrance and Lolita Lempika, just take a second, spray both of them on either hand, and give it time to dry down and smell them. And I promise you, you will get some kind of similarity in these two fragrances. I swear to you, I get it. I will say this. Lolita does have a gourmandish type scent when it dries down. And it's not as strong or as prominent as the gourmandish type feel that you get from pie. But the opening in this, the Lolita Lempika, is sweeter. It almost has like a Invictus type sweetness to it, but it's kind of toned, like dialed down some. So when you smell it in the opening, you're like, oh, this is sweet. But it's not overpowering like Invictus or 1 Million. But on the dry down, it dries into whatever this turns into, which is like a gourmandish type scent. Although I think this one smells a little more sexual, a little more sensual than this. Because when I wore this, as you can see, I did use it once or twice. I didn't get the reactions from this as I did from this. So women tend to deal with that sugary sweetness type deal than they do the more gourmandish. It's from what I'm getting. Now, this may be different in other people's cases. I get it. You're wearing these in the cold of winter or fall. I wouldn't dare want to wear something like this in the summer because it will choke the shit out of you and everybody around you. This one, you probably could pull off in the spring and summer if you go light on the trigger, but I wouldn't do this one. Depending on where you are. Now, if you're in a climate controlled environment like I am at the hospital, this will work, but don't go heavy on the trigger. But these two fragrances definitely, to my nose, do smell damn similar to each other. And like I said before, let me reiterate, I am not saying that one is a clone of the other. I'm just saying there are similarities to the smell of these two fragrances. This one opens a whole hell of a lot different than this one. This one, you pretty much get the same scent all the way through to my nose. This one changes. This one starts out sweet, like a sugary type sweet, but dries down to a gourmand type scent like this one. So if you have these fragrances, please test them Spray one on your right hand and the other on the left. Give them time to dry down and then smell them side by side. Yes, you are going to smell that sugary type sweetness in this one. So don't let the opening fool you. Give this thing time to dry and then do your comparison. I promise you, you'll see it. If you don't, I'll slap my goddamn self for coming on here and falsifying information. But to my nose and to my nose alone, I can't speak for any and everybody else. This is what I got when I sprayed this on myself today. This is the fragrance that came to mind when I started thinking about it. And I came home and I started spraying and testing. And I sprayed this one. And I said, this is it. This is what the fuck I was smelling. So, damn good fragrance, Lolita Lempika. And as soon as I can find a full bottle of this for a decent price, I will have this in the collection. If you guys have any information on where I can find it cheaper than what I just quoted, $54.99 or $79.98, I'm more than willing to listen. I am not dealing with Craigslist or eBay or whatever one of those sites are. I don't deal with that shit. If it's not like Fragrance X or Fragrance Net or Fragrance Up a Dog's Dick or whatever you want to call it, I'm not dealing with that shit. So don't jump in my comment section and say, you know, so-and-so and such and such has it on eBay for, you know, whatever. If he's on eBay, that's where the fuck it's going to stay at. Because I don't deal with that shit. Anyway, guys, that's about it. I already had one phone call interrupt me while I was trying to do this video a few seconds ago or a few minutes ago now. It's 11 minutes in. So before someone comes knocking at the door, which my friend is coming with some food, I will end this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also, this was yesterday when I got my phone fixed. I was in the mall and I went to Perfume World and I was in there talking to the guy. We were smelling fragrances together and I got a chance once again to revisit a fragrance that I really wasn't feeling that much. Joy, pumped it up a lot, and a few other fragrance reviewers talked about it, but Joy talked about it more. A few of my subscribers also keep recommending this fragrance to me over and over and over that I should try it. I tried it. I actually ended up somehow liking it. Doesn't smell bad. It smells pretty good on the dry down. It is a very powerful powerhouse scent, and I am surprised. I actually got it for... what did I pay? Like $35 for it. It ended up being, I think, like $41 or something like that. With taxes, something like that. It was close to $40. But anyway, not a bad deal, I don't think. And I also got a freebie. He gave me the freebie before I even purchased the fragrance that I'm talking about. He gave me a freebie in which... I'm going to tell you what that smells like, and by the reaction to my face, how it just dropped, you should already know what this is probably going to be a clone of, as if we don't already have 3,001 clones of this anyway. This is what it smells like to me. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but you probably already know. And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to jump in the comment section and say what it is, because I've made it clear in several videos how I feel about this fragrance, and people always talking about it. But anyway, stay tuned for this video coming up. Some of you might be happy that I did finally purchase this fragrance, and you also want to know what this clone is. Stay tuned for it. It's coming in the next day or so. Thank you guys again for the love and support. I really appreciate it. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. We're going to keep it pushing, keep it moving. We're going to get to this 1,000 subscribers because we're already at close to 200. Still got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do, guys. 200 and some odd videos in and counting. And also keep the content coming. And being fresh. If you guys have fragrances that you want to send, any kind of decant, I don't care if it's a little sample like this, if it's in something like this, if it's something small like this one, I'm all the time ready for whatever you guys want to send. If you want to hear my reaction to something, because I know a lot of people like my reactions and how I keep it 100, send them on. You can contact me through my email. It is kcrook697@gmail.com. Once again, it is kcrook697@gmail.com. One more time, it's kcrook697@gmail.com. Message me through my email or Gmail. Let me know what it is that you're trying to do. If you want to trade something, if you're interested in wanting to try something, you want to send me something, I'll give you my address. You can ship it to me. We can talk about whatever, because I'm actually in the works of swapping out some fragrances now that people want to try out or trade for. I'm more than willing to, if it's reasonable. It has to be at least somewhat close to or equal to the value of whatever fragrance it is that we're trying to swap out. Please don't hit me talking about you want to trade me for my givenchy or givenchy pie, and you want to send me what can I use? You want to send me like Cuba Moon Man in space. Like, I know that's like a cheap ass fragrance compared to this one, which is like 60, 70 bucks, depending on where you get it from. You're not going to shit me and send me, I'm going to send you this for something that I can buy from City Trend for like $5. Let's be reasonable. Let's be men and women about this thing and do this the right way. We're not going to jeopardize the integrity of our channel. Any negativity, I see how you guys dealt with the negativity in the past. Somebody said something, you jumped all in it. So let's keep that same energy. And your boy is out. Peace.